the greatest radio show that no one has ever heard of. Coming to you direct from 816 South Broadway in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by 3 drunk idiots and a guy who can't walk. You are now listening to Superior Fandom! All right. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into the Nate and Joe Show. You know what I just realized with that intro? As many times as I've listened to it, somehow Joe got away with us saying 3 drunk idiots and a guy who can't. Well, should have 4 drunk.
Yeah, like he's not a drunk idiot.
Like he's not a fucking drunk idiot. He's probably the biggest drunk idiot of all of us. Anyways, I'm Nate. This is my partner Joe, the incomparable.
4 drunk idiots and 1 can't walk doesn't really go as well.
One that doesn't walk? I don't know.
It should be 5 drunk idiots and 5 that can't walk, because we've been sitting here for 2 fucking hours drinking beer trying to get this goddamn thing started.
The voice you just heard is our guest this evening, Mr. Steve Watson. He is the former host of a ridiculous amount of shows, reality shows. He builds shit on TV, y'all. He was on Monster House on Discovery Channel. Don't Sweat It, right, on HGTV.
Right.
And which this next one's a terrible name.
Red, White, and News. Red,
White, and New.
Awful.
On the Travel Channel. We're happy to have you, Steve.
Thank you. Monster House was huge. The show on HGTV was huge. Went forever. The show on Travel Channel, and no one gave a shit.
I heard that you have 357 hosted reality TV shows under your belt, and I gotta think that the Superior Fandom podcast has to be the coolest fucking thing that you've ever done, right?
At this point, I would imagine so.
One of the coolest things I've ever done was helping push you into this apartment so we could do this podcast.
You're goddamn right. I can't. I really appreciate you coming on, putting up with our bullshit, and showing up in Little Armenia before we kidnap you.
No,
and,
we're actually in Glassell Park. Okay, just so you know, we're not in Little Armenia.
Mike, did you get your
Little
fruit
Armenia's
picker
a little
back
ways
from
away.
last week?
I haven't gotten the fruit picker back.
God damn it! Still just you're in luck.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
Let me just say, guys, thank you for having me. I was on your Super Bowl show, which I loved. It was great fun.
That show was fun. It was a little chaotic, but it was fun.
It was chaotic and crazy. We just got drunk and did stupid shit and
Super
dumb
Bowl.
shit.
Handed out shots of
And,
tequila.
and I watched the Denver Volunteers lose.
Omaha.
Well, you know that
Omaha,
was
Omaha.
Denver Manning.
That was kind of painful. Omaha.
I already did
I
that.
have to tell everybody this, Steve. Those who know you obviously know this already, but we have listeners that don't know you.
We
so
do?
believe it or not. Yeah, there's a few out there that do listen to us that don't know who Steve Watson is.
Like 3 or more.
Give or take.
All right.
on this planet?
5.
Somehow Steve and I are friends, even though his love towards his teams is the polar opposite of my love for my teams.
Exactly. The exact
Polar opposite.
It's amazing.
Nate, I hate every team you've liked your entire life, and I never get that intro. What the fuck?
Well, Joe, because he's just cuter than you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
He's a Braves fan, which, you know, if you're a baseball fan, you know, the Braves somehow used to be in the National League West.
Crime dog.
Quite sure how that worked out, but and the Braves for 14 years straight broke the heart of not 14 years straight because you guys moved before that, but broke the heart of everybody in the West for a while.
For a good 5 years, we destroyed the Dodgers.
Yes, you
fans.
did, and the Giants, I should say.
Wasn't it actually 14 straight NL East Division championships?
No.
14 straight championships. They
Division
won.
champions.
There were
2 or 3 of those that were National League, weren't they?
East? You mean?
14 straight NL pennants. And
No, division titles.
Yeah, division titles. But 14 straight pennants that we got for the division. And I think it was 97 we finally went to the NL East.
Was it 97?
When they moved Cincinnati
Because that's when they did the
stuff.
wild card, right? When they
when they started the wild
everything.
card, that's when they moved Cincinnati and Atlanta from the West, which is stupid anyway.
Yeah.
But
And real quick, why did the divisions get realigned and they start the wild card in 97? Because you beat the Giants out by 1 game after they won 102 games that season, and they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome.
you know,
You're a dick.
Okay, Joe, I want to say this. I want to say this to you, and I mean this sincerely. And I mean this with all, like, the bottom of my heart. I mean this. I want you to understand it, that it's very sincere and
This is
sweet.
not going to work at all.
Fuck the Giants.
Boom! You heard it here on Superior Fandom from Steve Watson's mouth.
So
Fuck
it's
the Giants.
so it's Wednesday, March 26, 2014.
Yep.
And Nate, you're a Florida Gators fan. Watson, you're a Tennessee Volunteers
Yeah,
fan.
we didn't get to his other teams. He's a
And-
volunteer. I'm a Gator.
Yeah, so wrap it up real quick. Just
He's a
before Joe gets all fucking batshit crazy.
I'm,
and starts, like,
I'm a
trying to
Saint.
back
He's a
and forth.
Falcon.
Yeah. Saints,
Falcons. Like literally, Joe. He and I are polar. Like, I could give a fuck about the Raiders. Who really gives a fuck about the Raiders? But
I don't
hate-
even really.
Nobody.
I hate the Falcons. The fucking the dirty birds themselves.
And
And
we-
Jamal
the Tennessee
Anderson.
and the Tennessee Volunteers, the Vols, as it were, can all go suck a collective dick. So
So thank you from the big Orange Tennessee, the big power T on my chest.
he does have a
on my
power
shirt.
T on his chest.
Omaha, can we talk about the tournament yet?
Yeah, let's do it. We got Steve on, obviously, because each he and I have a horse in this race, both in the Sweet 16.
How about the SEC showing up?
Right,
For the goddamn tournament,
right here.
dude. How about the SEC? All of a sudden, the SEC is magically the best
Magically
basketball
delicious.
conference in college
America.
basketball.
America.
That's incredible.
By the way, to that end, and we can get into this deeper later or not, I don't know. But I'm sipping the John Calipari Big Blue Kool-Aid. I think Kentucky might go pretty far in this, or they could at least get by Louisville.
I think I agree with you. I think they have a shot of getting by Louisville. I think we need to have a session on talking about these one and dones. Calipari obviously has made it. He's made it his fucking career to recruit these one and dones. And this year more so than any other year in history, really, with any program. They were projected to be the best recruiting class, or they were the best recruiting class in college basketball history. Obviously, their regular season was disaster. I mean, there's a team, green and orange, the Gator bait. I mean, we beat them 3 times, but it's
They came damn close that first time, though.
they came damn close. No, they came close one time.
Or no, the third time.
The third
rather.
time.
Third time, that's why I meant
Third
not
time's a
first.
charm, and it wasn't quite a charm for him. Regardless, Tennessee almost beat us. Third time we played them as well, but we beat them 3 times as well.
Go fuck yourself.
But Calipari has mastered the one and done. And I think, and I agree that I hate it. I think it's ruining college basketball. I really do.
I disagree.
No, it's
How do you
not at all.
disagree?
I disagree.
I-
Here's why. This is the best ever NCAA tournament ever. We've seen so many lower seeded teams beat higher
ton.
seeded teams.
I agree with you.
So many upsets.
But the seeding in this
And here's the
tournament
thing.
was also
Hear me
fun.
out. Hear me out.
Okay.
And they dropped the scholarships from 15 to 13. So you have 13 scholarships per team now versus 15 before. The one and done, what it's done, and I agree with you that I think it sucks that kids
Awful.
go and play basketball. They go straight to the NBA. But what it's done is forced parity. in college basketball. Because without all these superb kids, I just air quoted, by the way, for all you people listening. I just air quoted.
It's all,
I'm an air
there's a
quote
video.
dickhead.
There's a video. There's
Oh, we're going to have video up. They're going to see it.
They can see the back of your
without
head.
without that ability for these kids to leave and these teams to have that parity, you would not see Dayton beating Ohio State. You wouldn't see Mercer beating Duke.
That was
the
beautiful.
one and done. As much as I fucking hate it, that and the 13 scholarship rule, I think, is the best thing to happen to the NCAA tournament.
Oh, come on, Steve. Really? Let these kids, if they want to, go right from high school to the NBA.
Can't do it.
Why? It's been. I mean, Kobe Bryant never went to the NBA.
That ruined college basketball.
Kobe Bryant ruined college basketball?
No, that ruined for those 3 years. That destroyed
LeBron.
the NCAA tournament. You got to have the talent in the tournament, but let them leave.
Disagree.
But the fact that
If they go to college, make them stay for 2 years. Don't let them come out till their junior year.
But to do what? What are they going to do in 2 years? That's my question.
You're going to be able to have a program that's actually sustainable for at least 2 and then possibly 3 years. Whenever you bring other kids in to recruit around them,
then make the NCAA and the NBA form a corporation, have them create a program, and have them work together where they share profits and work together that way.
To your end of having them stay 2 years or not, one thing that I think needs to be brought up here is some of the top flight schools, and I'm going to use Kentucky as an example just because it's easy to do, are sort of turning into basketball factories. Kentucky has had in the last 3 years under John Calipari over 12 people drafted in the NBA draft. They're doing a great job at preparing their student athletes to be professional basketball players.
I'm not taking anything away from Calipari.
Which is exactly what they want to do. And if you look at these basketball players, not only are they really good on the court, but with the exception of DeMarcus Cousins, of these 13 guys, none of them are fucking up off the court either. They're really just prepared to go in and play ball. And if you're gonna do that, like if that's gonna be your thing, where you're gonna set guys up to play basketball, I think that's exactly how you do it. Whether they play a year or 2 years, I don't think you I don't think you should be able to legally limit, how long until a guy can enter a profession of any kind. But
I totally agree with you.
Regardless of whether Michael Kidd Gilchrist played at Kentucky last year or not, I guarantee you he is good enough. He was going to be Rookie of the Year anyways this year. Last year, exactly. Like if he'd gone straight from high school, he's going to be Rookie of the Year this year. The kid's good. But my point is this. Like they're not doing anything for these kids. These kids are going and they don't care. They know their foot is already out the door.
Okay.
What's the point of them going to a fucking year of college?
Nate.
I mean,
I think that you
misunderstood.
You misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not saying that one and done is good.
No, I got that. I know
No.
you said you don't like it.
I'm not saying it's good, but one and done is good for the tournament that we're watching right now.
Well, okay.
That was my point.
All right.
I'm not saying that it was good for
These one and dones Kentucky wouldn't be where they are if these one and dones. I get what you're saying. Okay.
And first of all, fucking Kentucky, watch those motherfuckers all of a sudden.
No, they
learned how to play.
We should have lost the final game of the
better.
SEC championship.
They've gotten better the last 3 weeks of the
my
season.
philosophy of life is not saying that one and done is a good thing. I think it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing for the tournament because it creates parity that we've never seen before in the tournament. When you take their scholarships down from 15 to 13 and you put the one and dones, all the good kids are going to the NBA. Now you've got a bunch of kids who are just wanting to work really hard and play basketball. There's no powerhouse of basketball, which makes in my opinion, first of all, the greatest sports spectacle in the history of sports ever, which is March Madness.
I agree with you.
The greatest thing in the world to watch. But without...
I've constantly said it's the best tournament on the planet, and I know you're not, because you don't understand, like, even the word soccer.
Hey,
but
I love kickball.
What the fuck?
he's a Tennessee boy. He doesn't know anything. Like he wants nothing to do with it. But the March Madness is the best tournament next to the World Cup. The World Cup's fucking spectacle. It's
Okay.
March Madness, World Cup, Masters, Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the greatest put together.
You got to put the World Series somewhere in there.
No,
But
World
I can't
Series
even put the
is
World
fucked
Series
up.
in there.
No,
I can't
it's
because
not in
it's
there.
not a tournament in the sense of the word a tournament. Like you've got your division championship
The
game.
Super
You got
Bowl
the
ain't a tournament. The Super Bowl is a game.
But it is the best.
But it
Show
is
on
a
It's the
game
best spectacle on the planet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It
led
is.
to
It
by
is.
a
But-
semi-tournament.
But March Madness is the most
I give
put
you that.
together, the most well orchestrated thing ever. However, it's fucked up a lot. And it gets fucked up because you have a few fucking old dudes smoking cigarettes sitting in a goddamn room who get to put this whole bracket together arbitrarily with no reason. And then they go, hey, Wichita, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Undefeated.
Oh, they got
You're going to
screwed.
go through this shit.
Steve, that brings me to this.
They went 35-0.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
We agree that the NCAA is a slave to nothing more or less than the almighty dollar.
They're a czar.
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah.
czar.
And with that being said,
They are a czar.
with that being said, the seeds in this tournament were just fucked up and wrong.
They were.
on
That's
so many levels.
was my point, getting back to what you were saying.
Which is exactly what led us to all of these upsets that probably weren't upsets. They were just fucked up seeds.
Louisville
And-
should have been a 2
and
seed.
like,
Kentucky
and like
a 4
Nate,
or a 5.
And like Nate and
4
I
or
said
5.
on our previous shows, the reason that was done was so that the NCAA could guarantee that some big time games happened earlier in the tournament
Right.
because they probably or were more likely not to happen. And the way that the seeds were stacked were done in a way so that it was more likely for the bigger schools to play on the second half of the tournament. Previously, it was done in a way where a Cinderella would probably inevitably make it through the first weekend and then lose to a top flight school the second weekend.
You can go back for the last couple years, and you can think VCU and Butler.
Yeah, but you also have teams like Florida Gulf Coast.
Of course,
they
yeah.
got by Georgetown and
They were the
whoever
Cinderella
else
of
they
all
got
Cinderellas last
in the
year.
second round, and then you know that once they played Florida, that they were going to get their ass kicked. in the Sweet 16.
When Butler played in back-to-back championship games, it fucked up the committee.
Yeah.
Oh, they threw
it
them for
fucked
a
up,
loop.
and it fucked up NCAA basketball.
So my question is this, and the question is this: we're saying the same thing. The question is, now that there is this parity with the one and dones and the way that it's set up, how is college basketball gonna set their system up to actually give one of these lesser known schools a legitimate shot to really
A legitimate seed.
take it to
Give
the
Wichita
next
State, as
level
much as it
and
hurts
do
me, is
something
that give them another one of the ones.
that hasn't been done since Butler hit 4 buzzer beaters.
Well, I think they're going to have to, in my opinion, and I was talking about this earlier with my wife, and I don't even know why I was talking about it with my wife because she has no fucking clue what I was talking about. I'm like, what the fuck am I even talking about this?
Yeah, that's great, Steve.
I love your titties.
I often sit in my apartment and just talk to myself.
I'm
It's
like, what? Hey, come here, dog. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Talk to you about basketball.
I think they need to take away the FB levels away from basketball because obviously we're not there. Because you can have the Florida Atlantic States be in the tournament. You can have the Butlers be in the tournament. You can have the Tennessees and the Floridas be in the tournament. All these people can be in the tournament. All these schools can be in the tournament. So I think we need to take away all the different levels of their whatever they are.
Are you talking about Division 1, Division 2?
Yeah,
as far as divisional. Okay.
Yeah, take away all the divisions. Just have everyone just play each other and just play.
And actually they are starting to incorporate more of this, but not enough. Have more tournaments. Have more tournaments throughout the year where you incorporate your Wichita States and your Butlers and your Florida Gulf Coasts and put them in the tournaments of these big Division I schools. And see how they fare, because the big difference, the reason Wichita State got no respect, as good as they were, is because all year long it was said that they didn't play anybody.
Right.
Their strength of schedule was weak.
You know
so
what?
It doesn't matter if they ran the fucking table or not. They played nobody. Even though all these teams that they played, they beat by like 35 fucking points.
Yeah, you know what?
But
nobody. Here, these are facts. I live my life by facts as much as possible.
Okay.
Facts.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
A fact. A fact. It is difficult to win your conference or your league or your group in any fucking thing you do. And if you win it, good for you. And 100%. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what it is. Fact. To go undefeated, 35-0 in college basketball.
Yeah.
In any goddamn
no
fucking
matter what conference you're in.
Fuck you.
I agree with you.
100%. It's a fucking fact.
That's what I told the judge, and
hard.
the judge didn't buy it. The judge thinks that and what kills me, I had a conversation with...
Has anybody seen him?
Oh, yeah.
He owes like $2,000
Judge Jeffrey Johnson is a friend of ours, and he's a passionate Duke fan. And
we live in facts.
And it stays at that. Yes, he came into the bar and held his head low.
And paid up.
And, yeah.
When did he show up?
2 nights ago. It was fun.
Okay. That's cool. I didn't expect that. We can edit all of this.
Son of a bitch.
We can edit all of this.
But here's the thing.
What are you fucking worried about?
As far as facts, it is difficult.
Who's this we?
What's this we shit, white man?
Mike can edit all of this.
What are you doing Thursday afternoon? Fuck you, Joe. Shit.
I got to a really serious argument with someone yesterday about the Wichita State thing, and I was happy to see them lose, and I was happy to see Mercer lose.
Were you?
I mean,
were you?
Because I wanted to see Louisville and Kentucky. I wanted to see Louisville and Kentucky. No, okay. There's part of me that wanted to see Wichita State run it, and I love it. They're on our schedule. I'm a Tennessee guy. We all know that. Go Vols, go Big Orange, GBO. But
what?
Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm in the middle of fucking talking. Goddamn.
Steve Watson, y'all. Love this guy. You and Murph are competing for best guest yet.
Oh, good. But Wichita State, in my opinion, got railroaded. And they got pushed out.
Yeah.
They got pushed out. They were never going to make it past it. You were never going to run that gauntlet. You were never going to make that happen.
You weren't. And everybody in America picked Kentucky to beat them in the second fucking round.
Of course.
So, I mean,
But watching Louisville and Kentucky in the Sweet 16 is going to be something magical.
But, Steve, that goes back to what me and Joe both were saying, is that the seedings were so fucked up. That game that Wichita State, if they wanted to put Kentucky and Louisville in the same conference, okay. Or the same region, sorry. Okay, that's fine.
That's an Elite Eight game.
That's an Elite Eight game.
Of course.
Exactly.
Especially since they've played already. Much like...
I 100% agree.
I actually disagree with both of you.
Which is very rare that I agree with this.
I disagree with both of you. That should be a Final Four game.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can't do that in the same bracket.
That should be a game that means more than just getting to the Final Four. To have Patino and Calipari going against each other should be more than just getting to the Final Four. It should be a game.
Sweet 16 game.
The Elite Eight should be a game that gets you to the Final Four.
Yeah.
That's what that game should mean.
I agree.
And if you're sitting at a fucking table, like right now, we're all like stupid people. If we sat here with this group of, like, you know,
Well, he
just-
is.
well, okay. So we have one smart guy in a wheelchair and a bunch of dumbasses. All right. So we sit here with a piece of paper.
3
I go,
drunk idiots and a guy that can't walk.
but I will carry you as drunk as I ever get. I'll make
Yeah.
sure you get where you need to be.
So here's
Hold on.
What I would do,
Yes.
if you look at that and you see, like, in the east, the northeast and southwest and all these brackets, and you've got Louisville and Kentucky and Wichita State and Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right. I say Tennessee because I love them.
But,
You make sure Kentucky's way the fuck over here. Louisville's way the fuck over there on the right. Wichita State, who gives a shit?
it's a fuck.
But give them an
Wichita
easy
State shouldn't have been in that region, period.
Right, but give them an easy road. Tennessee, fuck you, whatever. You're going to get out of here. But you make sure you have an opportunity, because if you do it right, Kentucky and Louisville, if you did it right,
Yep.
could potentially meet in what would be the most watched basketball game of all time in the final.
You're possibly
Why the
right.
fuck would you put them in the same goddamn region?
I agree with you.
First of all, that Louisville and Kentucky national semifinal, that did happen. I believe that was 2011.
I was going to say it wasn't too far.
If
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
wasn't too long ago.
mistaken.
A
2011.
couple years ago.
Most watched basketball, college basketball game in
Yeah,
history.
I agree. I tuned in.
No,
I was ready.
I did the math before I got here. That's by the way a
Word.
fact. Yeah.
This
I
guy
think,
lives by facts.
I think I went to. I
And
think I went to
ratings.
Vegas that weekend and put money
Ratings
on that
pay
game.
my bills.
What's up, Joe?
But no, so I agree with you, but this goes back to what I was saying earlier, and last week actually. The NCAA is a slave to nothing more or less than the dollar. And they have to put
Dollar
that
bill, yo.
Kentucky-Louisville game as early in the tournament as they possibly can. Because otherwise, it's probably not going to fucking happen. Because if you set a
both
bracket
can get
right,
upset. You're
if
right.
you set a bracket right, Creighton could beat them. St. Louis could beat them.
You're right.
Any one of those bullshit schools that no one cares about
I can't
could beat
disagree
them.
with that.
And if you have Creighton,
Especially with all the fucking upsets this time.
and
I mean,
whoever the fuck in the Final Four, the NCAA is fucked. So what the NCAA did was stack the bracket to make it a high probability to get the little schools out as quick as possible, get some big games early, see what happens, and hope for Arizona and Florida in the final.
You're wrong.
I
You're
don't know.
wrong.
I don't know.
No,
That's
you're
a
wrong.
fact.
You're wrong. I'll
Like,
tell you why
look
you're
at it.
wrong. Butler and Duke.
No,
Butler.
but they fucked up on
You're-
that. That was a
you-
fuck up.
Joe.
That was a fuck up.
Joe, you are wrong
And
about
actually,
that. Can you hear me?
Tell me
Can you
why.
hear me? Can you hear
Tell me
me?
why. Just tell me why he's wrong. Tell me why he's wrong.
You're wrong because Butler and Duke got 17 million viewers. And
That mainly is because of Duke, first and foremost. That's Krzyzewski. At the time, Butler had
Gordon Hayward,
Gordon
Sylvan
Hayward.
Mack.
Exactly.
No,
Thank
no.
you.
And hold on, and
You guys have to remember about television. Betty in Topeka, Kansas doesn't give a fuck about
No,
players,
but
guys.
you know-
Shh.
no,
Shut the fuck up for 1 second.
that was a home game for Butler.
Cinderella.
Everybody in
Okay,
Indianapolis,
look, guys, can I finish?
go ahead.
Can I finish?
You're
Can I
wrong.
finish? Can I
Betty,
finish?
Betty in Topeka, Kansas cares about Cinderella. She loves Cinderella. She didn't give a fuck about Duke. She didn't give a fuck about Florida.
Betty in Topeka, Kansas, I guarantee you knows who the fuck Mike Krzyzewski is and knows exactly who the fuck Duke is.
The woman that wrote me my first
Regardless
fan letter,
of who she is or
but
what
they don't
she does.
care about that. They care about the publicity that goes along with the Cinderella. Guys, do the fucking math. Let me finish, please, before you start chiming in, Joe. God damn it. I see you winding up.
But
Let
you're
me
wrong.
there you go.
The reason, like, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth here. Like, you just said that Kentucky and Louisville would be the most watched NCAA game ever. And I agree with you.
Right.
But you're also saying Butler and Duke would be the most
Right.
watched NCAA game
No.
ever? Not
No.
true.
It was. Well, first of all, it actually was. And I said the other one would be because that's like two powerhouses. But what I was saying also is if you had North Dakota State going against Florida in the championship game, people will go into in droves.
First of all,
to
North
watch
Dakota
it.
State never did and never would. I mean, they had no
No, but
chance
it's the
of ever getting
principle.
to the.
Call it-
I
whatever.
get your point.
Call it-
I
Or,
get
like,
your
or,
point.
or Harvard or whoever.
Call it Creighton.
Or Creighton or who the fuck ever. Mercer, whoever.
Wichita State. You could call it
People
anyone.
love,
Dougie McBuckets could have carried the team.
People love
with the right
pe-
fucking bracket
People
too.
love Cinderella, man, and it goes crazy. It makes people go fucking batshit nutty crazy. And they get ask fucking Shaka Smart,
Shaka.
the best
I
fucking
had
name
him
in
going.
sports, by the way.
I had Shaka going to Sweet 16.
I
got
had him
upset.
playing you guys this week.
Well, yeah, we both got fucked.
But, that, although...
He might go to Wake Forest.
As far as
Florida.
sexiness, I think that Louisville, Kentucky is going to be huge
Yeah, no
in this
shit.
next
is.
game.
Okay, we're gonna tell you what. We're gonna change directions right now. We can go on this for forever.
Yeah, because I'm about to go over and fight some dude in a wheelchair.
You know what? You should feel his arms. They're
So
pretty
it-
goddamn
I
thick.
know.
So now it's
Dude's
now
got
it's
some fucking
now
guns.
it's 4 drunk idiots and a guy that can't walk. I want to take the side of Mike Gong and just play on my phone all the time.
Oh.
That's why I'm going low.
Okay, come on. I want to ask you this, Steve Watson, because this touches home. Well, first of all, who do you have in the Michigan-Tennessee game?
I have Tennessee. And
Tell me why.
And not because I'm betting with my heart. I'm betting with the big guys inside. I think we have it. I think we have the post play. I think that we're going to take away the 3-point.
I agree with the fact that in the paint, you guys dominate.
Yeah.
You do.
I think we're faster than them. But Michigan's tough. So who knows? What I do know is that all of a sudden, after 3 years, all of a sudden, our team is now bought into the Quanzo Martin theory of
He
what
kept
the
his
fuck
job.
that is.
He kept his job this
Oh,
year.
No,
I mean,
he went from getting fired to getting a 3-year extension.
If you guys do beat Michigan, it's your second appearance in the Elite Eight. So there you go. Ever. Yeah.
Do I miss Bruce Pearl?
That's where I was going
Hell
with
yeah.
this. Bruce Pearl has recently been hired in the SEC yet again. He's been without a job now for, well, if you're a basketball fan at all, he's been without a job for too long because he's an amazing coach.
He deserves to coach wherever, but he was great on TV too. And
He was a great analyst. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But he's coming back to the SEC. He's going to Auburn, and Auburn, as anybody knows, as far as knows college sports, is not known for their basketball prowess.
The War Eagle doesn't play basketball.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
Don't do it.
Or
Bring
the
back
Tiger,
Chuck.
Yeah.
or the fucking whatever
Yeah.
else they
the,
are.
The Plainsmen. don't
Plainsmen,
play
for fuck's
basketball.
sake. They have an identity
You know
crisis.
what? You know what? Fuck you. You don't get to have 3 fucking mascots.
Jesus Christ.
Can we bring back Charles Barkley? Do it.
That was terrible. That was terrible. Terrible.
Terrible. Bruce,
Anyways.
I love seeing him in all the commercials. By
Oh,
the
he's
way.
killing it.
I just
Chuck makes me laugh.
keep getting paid, man.
Love
Chuck
Chuck.
makes me laugh. Chuck is good.
keep gambling.
I want to party.
He'll do
with
that,
Chuck.
and he'll keep drinking.
Yeah. Bruce Pearl to Auburn. When I saw that day, and it's funny, I actually put it on Facebook.
Uh-oh. Serious.
Once again, we lose a better coach to another
Yeah.
SEC team.
SEC team.
Then all of a sudden, our basketball coach took our team to the Sweet 16. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I was wrong.
What? Bruce Pearl would still be your basketball coach if he didn't decide to lie about a fucking barbecue.
The goddamn barbecue!
Barbecue.
By the way, people, if you come to a barbecue at my house and I decide to tell people you didn't come, then apparently I could lose my job.
Yep. And be ostracized from the fucking state.
And have the NCAA. I'd have an entire group of people in charge of my entire group of work tell me I can never work there again.
Yeah.
Because I lied about you fucking eating a goddamn cheeseburger.
Caught him on the spot, said, hey, did this kid fucking come to a barbecue house?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Hey, was Nate at your place? No. Fuck you. You're fired.
Oh, wait. God damn it. I was hammered. Yeah, he was there. Shit. I mean, what do you want?
Okay. Well, let's break it down like this. For about 5 years, we had the worst athletic director in all of college.
Okay.
Named Mike Hamilton.
Yeah.
He decided to fire Philip Fulmer,
That was
a
stupid.
coach who has the greatest, the best winning percentage of any coach
In history, right?
ever.
Yeah.
Yes. Won the first BCS. Had a losing season, so they fired him.
One losing season.
Yeah, then they fired him.
It's amazing.
So then, Bruce Pearl, who, by the way, Tennessee basketball, I went to the University of Tennessee. I am from Tennessee. I didn't know we had a men's basketball team until 5 years ago. Didn't know it. Never paid attention.
Sum it up.
We had women's
Can't wait to
basketball.
read it.
We had women's basketball. We had football, lacrosse. All right, great. So
Did
this
y'all
guy-
play kickball
Shut
there?
the fuck up and let me fucking talk. We don't play kickball in Tennessee with nets.
You do play kickball, goddammit.
Now we do have a soccer
Don't
team.
you have a pretty good baseball team out there, too?
Tennessee's got a good baseball program.
We've always had a good program. Oh, by the way, the same guy fired that dude too. Just so you know.
Genius.
So
If Pat Summit hadn't have gotten dementia, she probably gotten canned. Sorry.
You know what?
It's
It's actually
just saying.
funny.
Too soon.
It's funny you say that
no.
because he tried to fire her in the middle of that.
Are you
How
are
do
you
fire
kidding me?
Pat Summitt?
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? The winningest coach
In the history of all sports.
That guy should get his nuts
Yeah,
cut
no,
off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was next on the agenda, which is apparently why he's now gone.
Christ.
Mike Hamilton's the worst athletic director in the history of the fucking goddamn
Was that the asshole that hired Lane Kiffin?
Bam! Yes, it is.
Bingo.
Which is why there's a sewage plant called the Lane Kiffin Sewage Facility in Knoxville, Tennessee.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life.
With
Yeah.
due respect, it is a water treatment facility.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. And then we had Derek Dooley. God bless him. He did his best. What are you gonna fucking do, dude? You're too smart for fucking redneck kids in Tennessee, man. You just go down to Dallas and just coach fucking wide receivers.
Well, I'll tell you what.
All right, so yeah, now we're on a tangent. We're on a whole different thing.
You like Tennessee,
No, I hate Tennessee, obviously.
but
Obvious day.
but the Wolverines are shooting 48% from the floor, 40% beyond the arc, which
Right.
actually makes them the best shooting team in the country right now.
Right.
Boom.
They're gonna be tough. They're gonna be crazy.
No.
That game with Tennessee and Michigan is going to be really intense, but I think that our big men inside, we have probably the two best big men inside than any other team in college basketball. And so what they're not going to be able to do is like drop back and get the three. They're going to get a lot of jump shots. They're not going to drive the lane at all. It's just not going to happen. You're going to see a couple drives to the lane. What you're not going to see is a bunch of drop backs to do that. But they're very efficient and they're very fun to watch. And Michigan,
Defense is tight.
The
Your
one thing
defense is
about
stingy.
Tennessee is
But
they're holding
Michigan's-
their opponents
Michigan's
to only
really-
61 points per game.
do what?
The Tennessee's only holding their opponents to 61 points per
Right,
game right now.
but Michigan is like also scoring. I think like what is it, like 74 points a game, something like that. It's like something crazy. But they're small. Michigan's small and they're fast. But we have two big guys who are going to block out inside.
As long as your boy doesn't put a shoulder into somebody, bitch in the referee's ear, and then fell out all in one play.
If you ask me to pick
Which
the
happened
winner
in the
of that
Gator game.
game, and I'm a Tennessee fan,
Tennessee by
and that's where we
4.
went to college, I would probably pick Michigan.
Because on a
Michigan
whim
is
you told me
favored by
Tennessee about 10 minutes ago, but I think you're thinking with the right head this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Michigan's favored by 2. They're also 9-1 in their last 10
Yeah.
games.
But I doesn't mean I don't think you guys. I think you guys could pull it off. You could pull up the upset. Holy shit!
I mean, we could, of
Say the
course.
word.
I mean,
I was trying to say inset.
Dayton,
Like that doesn't sound right.
Rough word. Rough word.
Dayton could,
Yeah.
air quotes, win the whole goddamn thing.
Hey. Joe, what do you got?
First of all, I'm picking Tennessee in this one. Shout out Jarnell Stokes for 18 points and 17 boards. Or, what was it? 17 and 18, yeah. That he basically out-rebounded Mercer by himself.
Yeah.
Last week. That was impressive. They've also got a guy, Josh Richardson, who put in 26. I think they're going to listen to their coach. They're going to play disciplined defense. They're going to run Michigan off the three-point line. I don't think Skip Albrecht is athletic enough on Michigan's side of the ball to initiate the offense. And without Stauskas, I mean, I just don't know where the points are going to come from for Michigan. And the only real issue that I have with Tennessee in this game is Michigan plays a 1-3-1.
Right.
I love
And Tennessee has a lot of, like, they've got a free-flowing game about them. And the only thing that concerns me is are they going to know what to do when they see that 1-3-1? What's your coach's name?
Quanzel Martin, and by the way, I just now bought into him about a week and a half ago.
Convenient.
Because for about 3 weeks, I wanted his ass fucking fired.
Every year with the Gators played Tennessee this year, he's like,
I wanted his
here
ass
we go.
gone.
We're going to get beat by 25 points. Great.
I take it back. I take it back. When we almost beat Florida,
You did.
Nate's team, in the SEC game, and the only reason we lost was because we had a big man do something stupid, which is Richardson you're talking about. Man,
That was what I was just referencing. The lower his shoulder, put it into
Made a
someone
bad
driving,
bump.
and then bitch at a referee. That was a 6-point swing.
okay, and we lost by
Within-
6 points.
Here's the other thing about UT. Their starting five plays about 75-80% of their minutes. And Beeline,
All seniors.
Beeline is a really crafty coach. Does foul trouble stick in your mind at all? Like, how are these
Your
guys?
big guys. If your big guys
I
get
do.
in trouble, I think you're fucked.
Richardson makes me a little nervous because Richardson gets a little rowdy.
Yeah.
But he's the big man. He's the one driving the lane, man. Here's the thing about here's what's going to happen with this game with Michigan, and this just like I said, facts are facts.
That game's in Memphis, right? Or where is it?
That game's in Indianapolis.
Is it Indianapolis?
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we shoot threes like Tennessee Volunteers shoot threes, we will win that game by 25. If we do what
It's a bold
Tennessee's
statement.
been doing all year and we just play hard and tough, we'll lose it by 10 or win it by 2. But if they go crazy and Richardson starts dropping back and going behind the line, I mean, if we start dropping threes,
TV,
it'll go
yes.
nutty. But if I could shit gold bricks, I'd be a fucking billionaire. So who
If my
fucking
grandpa had a vagina,
Nate, how's that?
be my
Warren
grandma.
Buffett?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
What? Dude, get off this
Like,
Tennessee incense.
So, there you go.
200 million people, 15 last names. Isn't that what they say about Tennessee, or is that Kentucky, right?
There you go. There's your wrap up, folks. Happy March Madness. Now, Tennessee's weird. It's hard to be a Tennessee basketball fan. It really is. It's
hard to be a fan of Tennessee at all, I would imagine.
Goddamn. I cry every day. I wake up every day. I look at my dog. Her name is Peyton. She's orange.
It's true.
He really does.
Her name's Peyton.
Fucking perfect.
Got the cat named Manny.
Love it.
Yeah, she's laying there. She's orange. Like, damn, honey, I adopted you in 1998.
Starts crying.
Last thing anything good happened.
Do you call your wife Omaha at night too, or no?
Omaha. Omaha is his O face. Omaha.
No, but my wife is she's secure that in the fact that we will not be naming any children Peyton. We're just going to name them Dante.
You know what else it's hard to be?
A sore dick.
I was gonna say Nate Joyner, but
No, it's pretty
your Florida Gators play UCLA. Are you gonna drop me a dime and knock out the Bruins, or are you gonna be a little bitch?
All I
UCLA's
gotta
going to
say
be tough.
is-
It's gonna be
all I
tough.
gotta say is this: this is so
Florida's
appropriate. This is so appropriate. I love beating UCLA in the tournament. It seems like now it's almost becoming tradition for
Well,
us
it's a habit.
for us to
it's a
knock
habit.
out UCLA
It's a habit. I can't shake it.
in late rounds. And just breaking their fucking hearts. It's beautiful.
Fuck
I
those
mean,
Bruins.
the back-to-back years that we went, that we won the tournament, back in the champion, 05, 06, 06, 07. We beat them in the final, and then in the Final Four. Both years, they just, tears of blood flowing down their face.
Right.
And ever since, we've beaten them 3 times since in the tournament. Like, it seems like, I love playing UCLA in the tournament. I do.
And every time you just find yourself like in the tub, quivering, just jerking off, just like, what the fuck?
You guys are gross.
Oh God!
I'm not giving. Put it this way.
Bruins.
I'm not giving UCLA. I'm not saying they have no chance because they're playing really good basketball right now. They're playing very good basketball right now. But they're about to play the stingiest defense in the country right
Florida,
now.
number 2 defense in
And
D1 right now.
and it's the only way that I give UCLA a chance in this at all is if we can't hit a free throw. That's the only way.
Free
In
throws
Florida
win.
has been we struggle on free throws.
It's okay.
But even
no.
But somehow, hold on.
You don't struggle on free throws.
We're terrible at it.
It is goddamn amazing.
You're right.
How many fucking free throws?
And the win streak we're on right now too. Still
Crazy.
being that bad at shooting free throws, it's.
That's what happens when you play in the SEC, but we're not allowed to talk about that on
Go
this
fuck
one.
yourself,
Yeah,
Joe.
you got
Go
3
fuck
teams
yourself,
in the
Joe.
Sweet 16 right now, buddy.
3.
Yeah,
Uno,
Florida-
dos,
Three.
tres.
How many do the Pac-12 have? You're right up there with the Pac-12. How's that make you feel?
And the MAC.
We'll talk about it in Elite 8 Day.
All right.
No, it is
okay.
amazing. Yeah, Florida's 34-2.
Yeah.
This
We
is going to
can't
hurt
shoot
me
free
to
throws.
say. This is physically going to hurt me to say this. And when I say physically hurt me, like I literally
yeah.
feel like my gut hurting right now because I'm
him.
thinking of it.
What?
Florida's going to win the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
They're
picked
going
it.
to win it.
I got a
Florida's
slight-
going.
He likes
to
to
I
win
got a
it.
slight chub right now.
You got a slight
Yeah.
I
chub.
got a slight chub.
I saw you just pop 2 Viagra's waiting for me to say this shit. Get your left hand out of your
Guys
fucking
are
pockets because I know you're a righty. Don't pretend you're not a righty.
see Alex.
They're going to win the NCAA tournament. They're going to win the championship. Florida
Steve Watson's
is
putting his name on it.
Florida is the best team in college basketball,
real good.
leaps and bounds above anybody else. Donovan, that little motherfucker, just got his 3-year extension for how many fucking millions of dollars.
He's getting a little over $1 million a year for the next 3 years.
Has just done it again. And he will go down and fuck you, Calipari. By the time he's done, Donovan will be known as the best college basketball coach in the history of the SEC.
Steve Watson. I want to give you. I want to kiss you right now.
And that's because Bruce Pearl got fucking fired 3 years
But
ago.
he's right. He's very right.
Absolutely right.
100% right. I agree.
Donovan will go down. He will surpass Calipari with this championship with 3 in one conference.
We've got how many does Calipari have? Calipari has
one.
Calipari's got 2 championships, but he's got 1 in the SEC.
One with Kentucky, one with Memphis.
No,
And then,
got a ring in
but they took it away.
Did they win one? I thought they only got to the Final Four.
I thought. I don't know. They took like something
Somebody look
away
it
from
up.
him.
That-
Anyways, does he have
Derrick
1 or
Rose
2
team,
rings?
Oh, one.
Calipari.
I know he's there. He's been there a bunch of
One
times.
ring, one ring, 3 Final Fours, and a bunch of Elite Eights. He made a.
He's only got 1 ring. So Billy Donovan's already better than that
can't
piece
be
of
right.
shit.
Right now, we're not living by facts.
Can you
And
check that out?
exactly.
Well,
and
but-
Calipari has
Hold
been
on,
cheating
Chuck.
his entire time as a college basketball coach.
Jarrett Young, look that
And
up.
that is a
How many
fact.
Well, we're
basketball
going to try to be
championships
factual now
John
because
Calipari?
I know something in Memphis got taken away from him.
Yeah.
But anyway, Billy Donovan, that guy, the most quiet
Love the
fucking
guy.
dude.
And the way he carries himself on the court, the way he deals with his team,
Unbelievable.
it's incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Incredible.
He will go down as the greatest.
That's right.
We
college
almost lost
basketball
him to the
coach.
NBA 3 years ago. He was coming off of just a despicable season the year before. He's like, I'll never leave, one of those I'll never leaves. And then all of a
Right.
sudden he was literally packed up and moving his family.
Well,
And then overnight, he's like, I changed my mind. He literally in the night changed his mind. He's like, I renege on everything. I am not leaving Florida. I'm sorry. He was going to go be the coach of the Orlando Magic.
you've had
And-
2 back-to-back really, really, really great coaches there.
Real quick, thanks to our crack production team.
I agree with you. Mike Gong, Mr. Jarrett Young.
Jarrett Young has fact-checked us, so we're living in reality. 1 national championship at Kentucky, 4
2000.
Final Fours, 2 at Kentucky, 1 at UMass,
Okay.
1 at Memphis.
Boom. All right. There
And
you
then,
go.
and then how many were taken away?
Boom.
Yeah, because he was cheating.
About 8.
Yeah, right?
So everything except for the 1 at Kentucky. John,
What's your point?
I just love the fact that Bob Knight called out John Calipari and said, the dude should not be allowed to coach in the NCAA because if you've been busted once, shame on you. If you've been busted twice and still coaching, shame on the NCAA fucking A for allowing you to keep fucking coaching.
you know what?
Calipari is the only head coach to have Final Four appearances vacated at more
Vacated,
than once.
for sure.
More than
Yeah.
once.
But you know
Yeah.
what?
That's my point.
If you want to get into a different discussion, and we can do that, we can sit down over a bag of chips and a 6-pack of beer and really get into it. But
Could
fuck,
it be an 18-pack?
fuck the NCAA.
Yeah,
agree
you're
with you.
goddamn right.
Them.
We all agree wholeheartedly on
fuck you.
that.
That's called the
I'm just waiting for Tennessee and Florida and Georgia and Alabama and Auburn and South Carolina and
Missouri.
these teams to stand up and go, you know what? We're just going to have our own conference. Go fuck you,
Yeah.
everybody else.
In football, that's all they have to do.
Because
they
we're
don't have to. They can literally secede from the goddamn.
We're the goddamn SEC.
SEC. Exactly. We can create our own goddamn conference. We're the
All I will say is this.
our own
There's-
juggernaut, as it were.
There's no other entity property within the secondary education system in the world that prevents a student of any kind from getting paid for anything while they're in school.
If you play football, you cannot go work at McDonald's.
true.
But if a med student at Stanford, God willing, cures cancer, or one of those other smart fuckers
he gets paid.
invents, if the guy from Harvard goes out and invents a company like, Facebook, those guys are paid out the ass.
Massive,
and
massive
it's
dollars.
all good. And
Zuckerberg.
that's why you go to school.
Right.
And when you're an NCAA student athlete, you are not allowed to do
Right.
any part of
Yet
that.
you make
All right.
the school millions.
Hello.
Millions of dollars on your name.
Hello, America. My name is Steve Watson. I host TV shows for a living. This is what I fucking do. I make goddamn television. I get paid for building shit on fucking television,
Love
and you
this guy.
fucking watch it, and that's what you do. There are thousands of students who go to school every day, and they play sports, and you fucking spend goddamn money to go watch them play sports and give that fucking money to the fucking schools. And they sell hot dogs and
Yep.
fucking hamburgers and beers and put advertisements on the fucking walls. They do all these things.
There's bars around campus that will name a burger after you and sell more burgers because it's that student athlete's name's burger.
Exactly. There are roads you will name after certain students because they did a good job at your fucking school. If you don't believe it's okay to pay these students for the work that they do for you for the 4 fucking years they're there, and don't give me bullshit about free education. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's one fucking chair in a goddamn fucking classroom. If you don't want to pay them, comma, go fuck yourself. Period.
I like the comma. That was good.
End
That's good.
of
That was
story.
that's very dramatic. Well done, Steve.
Exclamation point. Go fuck yourself.
I've been told we cuss a little bit on this show.
I'm just glad I'm
Well
not,
said, my friend.
I'm glad I'm not the one with the foul mouth this time. I've tried to clean it up.
You know, oh, by the way, this is a side note. My daughter tonight, because I had to run home and get a camera, she's like, Daddy, where are you going? I was like, Sweetie, I'm going to go do my podcast. She's like, who are you doing it with? I was like, my friend Joe. She's like, I forget, who's Joe? And then she's like, oh, is he in a wheelchair? I said, yeah. She's like, oh, yeah. She's like, can I come on? I
Yeah.
was like, well.
Yeah. No, we're doing that.
Today,
We're G-rated.
I can't. I don't think so,
Today is-
sweetie.
Maybe next
No.
week, sweetie.
Yeah,
We're gonna do that.
yeah.
It's bad.
Today's Steve Day. Don't make your own Steve Day.
The power T.
But she remembered you. She remembered you were in a wheelchair. She's like, is he in a wheelchair? I was like, yeah,
wonderful.
sweetie.
That's really sweet.
There you go.
Good,
a
because she
4-year-old.
had to help you fucking carry him up those goddamn stairs. The fucking
Speaking of
last time.
smart folk, what do you think about the Stanford-Dayton matchup?
They're gonna lose to Florida in the
Okay.
next round. Whoever wins.
Here's what we're getting to. Is what I love about the NCAA tournament, what's going on, what I
By a
love
lot.
about the parity in college basketball right now, and the 13 scholarships versus 15 scholarships and the one and done thing, and I disagree on that. I
Yeah,
think
we
the
do.
one and done thing is great
Yeah.
because I know, and I normally would agree with you, but the one and done plus the 13 scholarships versus the 15 scholarships creates this parity in college basketball, which means Dayton can beat Duke. You know, Mercer can win and get their.
Well, Mercer actually beat Duke. Dayton beat Ohio State.
Sorry, Mercer can beat Duke.
Regardless, you can flip flop
Right.
this one. It doesn't
But
matter. Regardless.
but like Harvard can move forward. Like these teams can because there's parity in college basketball that we wouldn't have if we had 15 scholarships.
Yeah.
And you had superstars forced to play for 4 years. If LeBron James was forced to play for 4 years at whatever college before he went to the NBA,
I'm not telling you to force them to play for 4 years. I'm just saying if they're going to go to college, if they want to compete for an NCAA championship game, they should have to stay there for at least 2 years. They should have to sign a letter of content that is good for 2 years.
but what's the purpose? I guess like what's the purpose of them being in college?
That's my point. What's the purpose of them going to college for 1 fucking year?
Right.
Like, okay, you're good enough, you think, to go to the NBA.
Right.
If there's an NBA owner and organization that believes that you are good enough to leapfrog college to go play there, goddamn, do it. Like, why not? It used to be like that, and it worked out. And there's plenty of players that leapfrog college.
Kobe, LeBron, Carmelo.
Exactly. No, Carmelo played at Syracuse.
Jermaine
Oh,
O'Neal.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Regardless, there's been quite a few.
Here's the way that I would solve this. Like
Kevin
the
Garnett.
link between the NBA and the NCAA. The way that the NBA has like the rookie contract and a 5-year rookie contract, for every year you stay in school, a year and a half comes off, or 2 years, however you wanted to do it, comes off of how long your rookie contract has to be. And that's a perfect way to do it, and I don't know if it will actually work, but if you look at, like, where the NBA is, like, the Players Association doesn't exist right now. The NBA Players Association hasn't had a president since, like, a year and a half ago. Like, right now, Chris Paul is doing it. Chris Paul's busy winning a championship or trying to. Like, he can't run
Love
the Players
CP3.
Association.
CP3.
They fired Lindsey Hunter like a year and a half ago. And if they wanted to do something, which they may or may not want to do, for every year a player goes to school, cut a year or two off their rookie contract. Because for each time they get more experience in the college game, it makes the risk that the owners in the NBA have to put out, less risky. Because you're in theory putting that what do you call it? Like you're investing your money in a 22-year-old kid that maybe has gone to a top flight university for 3 or 4 years rather than like a 19-year-old kid that is like straight off the street. Or,
Can't do it.
You know, why?
Can't do it. You cannot combine professional sports financially with amateur sports. You cannot do it. You cannot put any combination between the two. Besides the draft, all you can do. You cannot have any delineation.
Real quick,
but
like maybe I'm just spitballing right now, asking you a question.
Of course, we all are.
Like, why not? Like, there's plenty of jobs in the professional world that are just out there that you flat out can't have if you don't have a college degree of some sort or whatever, where you're just not fucking allowed to have that job. Like, not gonna happen. So why is professional athletics of any kind any different?
By the way, did you guys hear about the
coach,
the college
the guy at the University of Southern Florida that like
Holy
was
moly.
gonna get the job, and then they found out that he didn't like have a degree.
He said that he had he graduated with a degree of communications from Kentucky, where he played basketball.
Yeah.
Under Calipari.
Patino.
Under Patino. You're right. Under Patino. And then as a coach, he was
He's a graduate assistant, I think, right?
Well, no, he said he graduated degree in communications, started coaching. He was the assistant coach to Patino, and then went and became assistant coach. Oh, no, became the coach of...
I was just reading it like 15 minutes ago.
Became the coach of... They had a big run. It was... they just had a big win. And was it Mercer? It was,
Mercer.
Wasn't Mercer.
Hold on, I'll get it.
North Dakota.
I'll get it. Hang on.
Come on.
Anyway, I have an answer.
Regardless.
I have an answer to your fucking question, Joe. I have an answer for your goddamn question.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
We're gonna let Nate interject and calm us down for a minute with this, because I know what he's doing. He's trying to give us all time to settle for a second.
He gets offered a multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah.
From, I believe, UCF, and on his resume says that he was a graduate, which he never graduated.
It'd be a lot cooler if this show had like a bottle like a pee in,
I just...
Here,
actually,
this
hold on.
says San Francisco on it.
Hold on.
You get your hands off the helmet joiner.
I was like, damn.
You use the back door.
Dude, all I want to do is just pee and smoke a cigarette.
Should we take a break?
I might just do
I think-
both.
I
at the
think
same
we're-
time.
We're recording. We can.
Peace out, bitches.
Hey, Mike's got to go in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we
though,
got.
so
I think we
gotta
gotta wrap
gotta
up. We
wrap
gotta
at
wrap
some
up pretty
point.
soon.
I caught that.
Go pee.
Smoke a cigarette. We'll come back.
You're gonna go pee, and then you're gonna come back, and we're gonna wrap up. Is what you're gonna do.
Yo, but real quick, and we're recording this, but it's Steve Masiello, coach at Manhattan.
Manhattan. That's what it was. Thank you. Thank you.
They were a gnat's ass away from beating Louisville.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah. And that's what got in the contracts because they were this close to beating Louisville. They played them really tight, and he lied on his resume. And that seems like that's got to be a pretty easy reference to check. You just call Kentucky and say, "Did this dude graduate?"
Did you have to like transfer? Like,
You would think so.
Mike, how long do we got? Like serious business.
hey, let's go. Who cares?
No, how long do we got?
figure this
you got
out.
somewhere to go? What,
Yeah, whatever.
We wrap up. We got like 10, 15 more minutes.
Why
All
are you
right.
so stressed?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying.
He's just
stay on
trying to
point.
be, a little respectful.
Trying to be on point.
Anyways,
But I am going to pee in that San Francisco ad.
we
Just,
suck.
And you're gonna be leaving. before you
well,
do that.
it's possible.
Dan.
Or as I'm doing it, maybe.
When you say peeing in it, you actually mean your Dodger hat right there, than the
Uh-oh.
Niner helmet.
Fair enough.
Man,
But
but like,
he lost
why-
millions of dollars.
Why is that illegal to like? Why would a job like that be illegal? Where you like?
It's
gave
not
people-
illegal to
what-
lie on your resume. They're going to arrest you
No,
for
no, no,
lying on
not
your
that.
resume.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
You're just not going to get the
no,
job.
Isn't that how you get jobs? You have to lie.
No, like
That's like the
going-
first foundational marker of getting a job.
I'm going away from that. I'm going away from the
Okay.
college guy. Why would that be illegal to give more money or contractual preference to somebody that's been in school longer? That's not illegal in any other fucking profession in the world, actually.
Yeah, I believe it's called the David Geffen School of Success. You lie.
No, I don't mean.
I peed 3 times.
Nice.
I don't
His
mean,
eyeballs were floating.
No, I don't mean.
I didn't wash my hands, so
Why is that illegal?
I feel like I've been kidnapped. Seriously.
Well,
You're
that's.
back.
You have.
This
been.
is
Sorry, Joe. That's how we do.
So, like, Watson, let me ask you this:
okay.
Why would it be illegal for the NBA to give contractual preference to players that have stayed in school longer than other employees? Let's call them employees. Forget the fact that they're players. Call them employees. If in any other profession in the world, if I go to school for a long time,
But you can't compare athletics with any other profession in the world, Joe.
No.
Why?
You know
You
what?
can't.
No.
You can't.
I'll get into it like this. I own a construction business. I own a construction company. And I have people that come to me and apply to work for me every single day. Every day of my life. And a lot of them come to me with resumes and college degrees. I've done this, that, and that, and the other. And they're okay. I have other people that come to me and they have no degrees. But I put them on a job site, give them $18 an hour, and they fucking kick ass. I'm like, you know what? You have a job.
Yeah, you're
I have
right.
5 or 6 guys working for me right now who didn't go to college. They want the same jobs that the guys at the college wanted, and they kick ass. My
kill
wife,
care of it.
My
my
point
wife
is-
never went. My wife didn't go to college. Just ran a job for me. I said, you know what? You run the job. If you can do it, do it. I'll give you a shot. And I don't believe that you need a college education to succeed in life. I'm not saying don't go to college, guys. Don't get me wrong. But you
Steve
don't need
Watson
that.
hates education.
I hate school.
Listen up, kids.
No, but
With the power team.
I hate schooling.
Superior fandom, children friendly.
Yes. Steve hate book.
but how do you give?
Steve hate book.
No, I agree with
But
that.
what I'm saying is either do it one way or the other, man. When it comes to the NBA, if you're a good fucking basketball player and you're that goddamn good, go play with the best. I don't want to see you at Kentucky. I don't want to see you. I don't need to see you at Tennessee or Florida. Go fucking play, man.
No, I-
do your
I-
shit. I remember. Do you remember watching Nate? Shut the fuck up for a second. Do you remember watching?
He's fired up.
Do you remember? Did you get spend your time and get the LeBron James high school basketball games on pay-per-view.
No, I did not.
I did it.
Okay.
I did it. I sat with my then girlfriend, now wife, second, 41, married twice. I'm a fucking loser.
Boom.
Whatever. Go
That's-
fuck yourself. Go
That's
fuck yourself.
two
America.
bad decisions.
Don't marry a Watson.
We love you, Kim. Don't listen to Joe.
You were the one that blew your
Yeah,
head.
I did it totally fine the second time. I'm married up. But we watched on pay-per-view LeBron James playing in high school in Cleveland, Ohio. They had him on ESPN.
Yeah.
If you're that fucking good, if you're so goddamn good at basketball that they're going to put your games in high school on television, you know what I don't want to see you do? Go to college. I want to see you go straight to the NBA. I don't want to see you get hurt for free. You're about to talk. I know it. I don't want to see you get hurt for free at Kentucky playing against fucking Vanderbilt on their stupid fucking court that's elevated 4 feet. I want to see you go straight to the NBA and do your shit. So the best of the best, shut the fuck up, almost done. The best of the best, go straight to the NBA. The rest of you, work your way up, go to fucking college, and let's have the NBA, NCAA tournament just the way it is right now, which is this year, is the best fucking ever. Boom!
Boom!
out.
All right.
Watson out.
On that, guys, Joe twitching, beer flying everywhere, Steve Watson fucking throwing a bomb. I hope you've stuck around for this show because it's for those of you who are well, actually, I don't think it's live. So those of you who tune in, this was fucking fun. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This is we will do this again. My partner Joe.
What up, folks? Thanks a lot to Janet and Mike. You guys killed it again. As usual.
They're the
guys.
best
We couldn't
produ-
do it without you.
Yeah, this is they kind of make what we do possible. Thanks, guys. We are out. We'll see. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, Steve.
I may be here like every time from now on.
Dude, you're not leaving. We kidnapped you.
I may be here from now on every night.
We're somewhere that Steve doesn't know where he's at, and we're going to chain him to the fucking wall. And a week, we're going to let him out to talk about Tennessee. Did we win? Did we win?
Fulmer, Peyton! Fulmer, Peyton!
Omaha.
T. Martin! Fuck Spurrier!
I hate Florida!
Fuck Spurrier.
See you later, guys. Have
Bye,
a great night.
guys.
See,
We love
bitches!
Bring the dog next time.
SuperiorFandom.com. Follow us at Superior Fandom. All that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Thank you, bitches.